We are on a way different bike today. We're actually out on a test ride of the Indian FTR1200S. Holy crap, I feel like a monkey fucking a football right now. Oh, that clutch is nice and light though. So this is quite a bit different bike than what we're used to, guys. Whew. This thing is tall, man. It's definitely got a very racy feel. I like it. So far, so good though. Clutch is way lighter than the Road Glide, so woo! Oh, that would help if I was back in first gear. Well, that's embarrassing. Woo! She picks up and goes, buddy. Transmission. I don't know what it is. This is me personally speaking here. Oh, that clutch is super fucky. Woo! That clutch, the engagement is really close to the handlebar. It's kind of bizarre. This bike feels so small. Holy crap, guys. I don't know how else to describe it, but it just feels, I'm 6 foot, around 210, 214 pounds, man, and I just feel like I'm way too big for this bike. Oh, those brakes are fucking fantastic. Woo! Whoa, shit, boys. This will be interesting to see how this handles this bump. Holy crap, boys. I don't know if you guys can see how that thing's got some, it goes up there. Holy crap. And this is like stock. Now this is a bike that, ooh, nice suspension. I could own a bike like this. Holy crap. And this is standard mode, guys. I'm definitely not used to the fact that there is literally no windscreen in front of me. I am getting beat up a little bit by the wind because it's like a 15-mile-an-hour wind straight from the north. But I bet the look is pretty good for you guys. It's from the cockpit view. There's nothing obstructing me in the front. How is the 6th gear roll on? So we're going 3,500 RPM, 60 miles an hour. Woo! Yeah, she rolls. She rolls. Huh. It's probably the bars more than anything, but really it feels like I have a... It's kind of muted. It doesn't feel as flicky as I would expect it to be, and this seat doesn't really hold me in. I feel like my balls are gonna just slam against the tank if I braked hard. Yeah, so far my biggest complaints, the shifter feels just kind of meh. Like, it doesn't feel like there's just like a solid click into gear. Yeah, see, look at how... Woo! We'll see how this handles this corner. That was pretty nice, pretty nice. I like this screen. This screen is like, it's bright enough that I can see what I want to see, and I like that I can change how it looks. It's a dark screen. I like that. That's nice. She cruises pretty effortlessly at 60 miles an hour. Like, I don't feel like I'm going 65 and what's supposed to be a 55. And it just feels nice. It feels really good. Oh! Yeah, I could see myself owning a bike like this, but at the same time, I probably shouldn't because I'd get in deep trouble. So overall, guys, okay, let's. I gotta collect my thoughts here. This is we're almost halfway through this ride, and I haven't really given you guys much information. So my biggest negatives: clutch is takes a little bit getting used to, but that's from me having a hydraulic clutch, and this is a cable actuated clutch, so that's probably more on me than anything. The shifter just kind of feels numb. Like, I don't really feel confident when I'm shifting gears. Like, that's one thing that I find that Harleys do pretty well, is that when you shift up and down and through the gears, there's a prominent click, and you can feel it in your toe. You can feel it when you shift up and down. This one just kind of feels numb, mushy. So I don't really know if I've shifted gears. I don't even know if I want to take it into sport mode. Like, holy crap, boys, this is, she gets up and goes. This is definitely not a beginner bike, guys. I would say that for sure. Don't get this bike thinking that you're just gonna hop on it and be like, oh, just another day in the park. You know, this is something for relatively experienced people, I would say. And I'm 6 foot, guys, and like, I can flat foot it, but man, it's fucking tough. So this is a 65 mile an hour road going 70 or 55. Shit, let's get her back down to like passable speed limit, 60. I mean, it's comfortable, but it's definitely not something I would take more than 50 miles away. It's definitely a city commuter, something that you're like, I want to rip around a small town or a large city with. It feels good, it feels planted, it doesn't ever feel wonky. And these tires are not street tires, they're the like mix between being off-road and street tires. Overall, I love the quality. I love this paint job. Like, if you guys can see that in with the sunlight, it looks gorgeous. This bike is actually relatively well priced, in my opinion. Like, you can pick it up pretty easily without breaking the bank at like mid-12. I think it's the base one. So overall, I really do like this bike, and this is frankly the only Indian I could see myself owning, because I love that it's basically a flat track bike, and Harley doesn't have a flat track style motorcycle. You have to really make it that, and this one, it comes out of the box like that, and I really, really like it. And I love the way this bike sounds with the S&S high mount exhaust, and it would be different. I could definitely see that maybe you'd get sick of that heat on your leg, but overall though, I mean, it sounds so good with that pipe, and it looks much more like the flat track bike and more like the concept. So overall thoughts, I mean, if I was going to put this on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say it's about an 8 out of 10, 8.5. She definitely is a ripper, and I think if you're in between owning a sport bike and owning a sport bike and a cruiser, this would be a great middle ground where you're like, oh, you know, I want the little bit more comfort, but I want the scootability factor of a sport bike, you know. You could get into some serious trouble on this bitch. But man, those brakes though. Oh yeah, those fucking brakes. Those are nice brakes, man. I will. What are your guys' thoughts on the Indian FTR1200? Me personally, I wish Harley had one. I wish Harley was making one, because right now they don't, and it's kind of a big sore spot in their lineup that I think should be filled. And yeah, this seat just does not really like to hold you into place. You kind of end up going nut, butt. Rear sets are actually pretty well placed. From my forward floorboards to this, it was definitely a transition, but once you figure it out, like, I mean, if you've ridden a motorcycle before, you know, it's a pretty easy transition to pick up whenever you're going from mids to rear sets to forwards. Oh, that bump hurt. Oh, that was my asshole. They still get waves from Harley guys, so I mean, respect. Oh yeah, that's not bad. The suspension is definitely more race oriented, but it is adjustable, which is nice. I like the front, the fact that the front is adjustable, the rear is adjustable. It definitely feels like a complete package, and you can still do a lot to it. There's still a lot of aftermarket stuff out there for it. I mean, she's definitely not kind to you if you hit some big bumps. Oh yeah, I could see this thing getting like you in and out of traffic like with some skill. Like I said, overall though guys, really awesome bike. Oh yeah. Well, neutral, easy enough. Boom. Where is that? There it is. Oh, that doesn't come down on a spring. That's kind of meh. Oh well, overall, awesome bike, guys. I like that color scheme. I like the race replica a bit more, but overall, man, that's worth checking out. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next test ride.